Okay, so very simply, what's happening when you play a song, and we'll talk about Rolling My Sweet Baby's Arms, there's a downbeat. So if you're doing a count, if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the whole band roll, dun, 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 rolling, dun, 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 rolling. So when you're playing backup, rolling, you want that note to be very crisp. So we're doing a lead in into that downbeat. And then we do 2 rolls. Rolling my sweet babies. Now, on the word arms, which is the first beat of a measure, we can accent that, and then there's 2 measures with nothing happening. So you can play one of several licks, which is actually in licks, the backup licks and rolls. I think it's the 3rd lesson. There's licks 3, 4, 5, and 6. So basically, so it's then vocal, arms, and then on arms, nothing's happening right here. Then you do another lean. Rolling my sweet baby's arms. Then you go. So the point of this is, if you look at the vocals, there's certain downbeats or key notes. And so in this case, it's rolling my sweet baby's arms. So that arms is a very important note, because that's the last note the vocal sings. So rolling my sweet baby's arms, 2, 3, 4, and then we do a lead in, rolling my sweet baby's arms. Okay, so we're going to do a lead in to the word rolling. Rolling my sweet baby's arms. Rolling my sweet. Okay, so you want to get there. So if you're playing that on stage and the audience, all they hear is rolling my sweet baby's arms, 2, 3, rolling my sweet baby's arms. In other words, you're leading into that critical beat, and it's whatever else you play doesn't carry as much emphasis as that simple run. Rolling my sweet baby's arms. Rolling my sweet baby's arms. Later in the shack till the mail train comes back, and rolling my sweet baby's. Okay, now you may do that for one time through, but you're not going to play the entire song with that run. But we have another run right there. Rolling my sweet baby's arms. Rolling my sweet baby's arms. Now,
Are those lead-ins in any one of your improv books?
yeah, they're in. I don't know. You'll have to.
They're in one, but they are.
No, in their backup books is where they are.
Oh, they're in the backup book.
Now there's up the neck backup, which covers these rolls. Now the key here, really, in fact, Charlie Cushman did a clinic in Atlanta. He and Dave Peterson came, and he really, when he played those runs, you could hear them. those to come clear. I mean, you just want it clear to... Usually I don't do the backwards because it's hard to figure out where it is. It's hard if you're playing to get that. So now, right at that, you've got all kind of licks. So you have the lead into the downbeat, you have the vocalist, you then, at the end of certain lines, you have 2 measure space. It's almost always in G. Now, not 100%, but close to it. Then, after the space, you generally have an opportunity to lead back into the downbeat. Vocal, then you have a space, and if you will get a J.D. Crowe or Earl Scruggs box set and just put it in the car and just listen to it and listen to what the banjo's doing, you'll notice that's what they're doing. Dun. And then at the end, all of a sudden comes a lick. And they immediately stop. Rolling. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Rolling my sweet baby's arm. Rolling my sweet baby's arm. Laid around the shack, the train comes back. Rolling my sweet baby's arm. In other words, you leave. I'm kind of exaggerating it, but you play your run, and as soon as the vocalist comes in, you pretty much stop. Now, one other thing, as long as we're talking about it, you can play anything against the vocalist if it's the right volume. So, for example, if I was doing too much volume, rolling my sweet baby's arm. Okay, so that's what, but let me play that real soft. Rolling my sweet baby's arm. Rolling my sweet baby's arm. In other words, if you play it real soft, you can kind of get away with that.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you play back up, the volume compared to the singer's volume is one of the key elements. Elements basically are playing in time, playing very smoothly, and watching very carefully your volume. So I'll just do these licks when the singer's taking a break, and you can see how they go. Rolling my sweet baby's arm. Rolling my sweet baby's arm. Laid around the shack till the mail train comes back, and rolling my sweet baby's rolling. See, it just, then that's what you're hearing. And now some of the guys will play into the vocalist, rolling my sweet baby, and when they do that, you'll see that their volume comes way down. Rolling my sweet baby's arm. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You really have, when you play backup, man, you have to have total control, and you have to listen like crazy. And you can play crazy stuff like, rolling my sweet baby's arm. Rolling my sweet baby's arm. Laid around the shack till the mail train comes back, and rolling my sweet baby's. Oh, does that?
Yeah.
So when you're up with those guys, you listen to Honeywood. Honeywood, And when they get all dynamic, actually, when they are playing, you just listen for those places and you just... This is Honeywood. Hey, I'm from Honeywood, and I'm going to play the guitar, okay? Rolling my sweet baby. They'd play on the offbeat, okay? Rolling. So I don't know what you do in that case, because if you play I guess you can play since he's doing a kind of a chordal chop, which sustains, you can do a, you know, that'll work fine.
Yeah, start.